Sit back, strap in, and get ready for After Hours with TC Restani. This is Abigail Harwich, executive producer, welcoming you to the show. And now, TC Restani!
Alrighty, welcome then to the After Hours of TC Restani, the podcast. I'm TC Restani, emanating from the Palatial Podcast Penthouse here at Restani Productions. And I guess I'm going to go around the horn and introduce my panel of experts as always. Down there, chugging some milk and eating some beef-flavored rice is none other than the QB himself, Quincy Briscoe.
How are we doing tonight?
Okay, how are you doing down there?
Oh, I'm all right. Yourself, just, having a little dinner.
Now, is that beef flavored rice or is that beef fried rice?
I think it's beef fried.
But you call it beef-flavored rice.
That's true. Beef flavored rice.
Interesting.
But why do you call it that? It's not flavored, it's beef-fried rice.
I don't know how I got to call it beef fried flavored rice. I
Well,
don't
you've
know.
always called it that ever since I've known you. What do you want, Quincy? Beef-flavored rice.
Now, I'm going to tell you, you're very savvy choosing beef flavored rice. You know why?
Why?
Because my friend Rab, who used to deliver for the Panda Palace in Medford,
Right?
he would tell me that when he went in the morning, the first thing they make is pork fried rice in this giant batch.
Really?
Because everybody calls up and they go, pork fried rice. Only a few people would order beef fried rice or vegetable or shrimp fried rice, and they would have to make it fresh to order.
There you go.
So chances are that's a fresh dish you're eating there.
Definitely. It's
Because the Chinese are very crafty. You have to watch out.
And the man, the myth, the legend, who knows everything there is to know about beef-flavored rice, Ricky Bittman.
Not everything, but...
My mentor.
Listen, I don't know about you, but I think I'm more excited of the fact that this is your birthday.
They say it's your birthday.
Oh, a song? Oh, of course I will.
He has a song, ladies and
All
gentlemen.
right. Now, everyone sings Happy Birthday, right?
Correct.
This is a song by the great Alfalfa Schweitzer. You remember him? Mm-hmm. Quincy? Alfalfa?
From the Little Rascals.
Yeah, I know. He sang this in one of the episodes.
Didn't he get blown away?
He did. He got shot over a dispute over $6.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Well, in 1920 something, that was probably a lot of money.
Yeah, well, back then, yeah, it probably was. Probably could have put down payment on a car with $6. All right, wait. In honor of your birthday.
Thank you.
All right. Why am I excited? Why does my heart feel so glad? Everyone's invited for the best time ever had. It's somebody's birthday today. It's somebody's birthday today. The candles are lighted on somebody's cake, and we're all invited for somebody's sake. An old-fashioned table is set for a day that we'll never forget. Happy birthday to you and many more too. It's somebody's birthday today. Thank you very much.
Wow.
I've been rehearsing that all day.
That's shrill.
Wasn't that a great song? Isn't it better than Happy Birthday?
100%. And I love the fact that you actually even slicked up your hair to have that little
That's
alfalfa
right.
thing.
I couldn't put on my coonskin hat.
And you notice how he says that's shrill.
That's right.
You mixed up a batch to Dala. Who you kidding? Well, thank you. That was a fascinating birthday song there.
I'm just so glad. We've been friends a long time.
Right.
And I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. Doing these episodes, and, we look back to, we just talking about our buddy Jeff and everything. This has brought a lot of joy to me to do this every week.
Me too.
It really is. I mean, sometimes we come in here and we say we got nothing to talk about.
And we always figure out something to talk about.
And we laugh and we have a good time, and it means a lot to me. So I wanted to thank you. And I got some presents for you.
Wow. Well, hopefully it's
We
not.
don't have to stampede into that. I love the anticipation.
Hopefully it's not beef-flavored rice.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't give you that. I know better.
That's Quincy's birthday. And for the record, Quincy's birthday is coming up. It's in October.
Wow.
October 20th, right.
Now, wait a minute. I think I'm the next birthday on the block.
Okay. This is July.
July 18th.
July 18th.
This is a big one, too.
You're gonna
6-0.
6-0.
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't look any different.
Thank you very much.
Neither do you.
Well, thank you.
We've known you for 75 years, and you look exactly the same, other than you're choking over there on your beef-flavored rice.
I'm going to tell you, I look at some of those old videos of him. You look really tough. Like I wouldn't have messed with you back in the day for all the money in the world. You had this look that like you just didn't want to mess with you.
Well, I don't. It's not good to play tough, maybe you need a
But you
body.
didn't have to. You had a look that said, "Don't mess with me."
Because he was a biker.
Is that what it was?
Well, yeah, but I'm not a tough biker. There's a thing about maybe it's new and old school. You don't want to get up and be mixed in with a tough crowd. All right.
You don't want to be mixing with a tough crowd. That's right.
Because otherwise they'll kick the shit out of you for all the wrong reasons.
That can happen.
Just because you're a biker, that doesn't mean you're a tough. You hang out with tough biker crowds, right?
Now, being you're a tough biker, have you ever kicked the crap out of anybody?
No.
No, you haven't.
But just because I drive a bike doesn't mean I'm a tough biker.
It doesn't mean that he's a tough biker. He just is a tough biker.
We like one of those bikers in the Bronx Tale. Now you just can't leave.
Right.
Great scene.
But if this is reversed, and what's his name walked in, Sonny, he goes, "Now you can leave, Quincy."
Yeah, let him go. No, you guys were more like the bikers in Every Which Way But Loose.
Right.
Remember those guys?
Well, the ones that gave Pee Wee Herman a bike.
There you go. Remember that though? I think Ruth Gordon beat them up. She shot at them with a shotgun.
I do remember that.
That's a great movie.
I haven't seen those in quite a long period of time.
Very funny movie.
You know what I watched recently?
What?
Strange Brew.
Oh, with Doug and Bob.
Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Excellent.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, and it holds up, and it is still hysterical.
Yeah, they were a huge comedy influence on me when I was growing up. I loved SCTV, as you know, and I had the Great White North cassette where they sang the song Take Off with Geddy Lee from Rush.
Wow.
It was a great song. Take off to the Great White North, take
I
off.
think that wasn't that the opening theme in it could have been the opening
It probably
theme.
was, because that was their huge hit there. And they used to do the 12 Beers of Christmas. That was another song they had. But they were very funny on that sketch comedy show SCTV.
You know what I liked? Who made a voice cameo in that movie?
Who?
Mel Blanc.
He did?
He played the father. Did you hear that? The boys got jobs.
I completely forgot that. Now wait a minute. Where did you get this movie? Was
It was
Tubi?
on your favorite thing,
Tubi.
Tubi.
Oh man, it's funny. I almost texted you the other day because Tubi was acting up.
Uh-oh.
I couldn't get into it. You know, like when you go on you say into the remote Tubi,
Correct.
and it opens.
Right.
It wasn't opening.
Wow.
I was getting this error, so I'm like scouring the internet looking for this error code. Nothing was coming up. And I said, I wonder if TC's having trouble. And I said, I don't want to bug him.
I did not, because I watched Strange Brew.
Good. I should have just asked you because I couldn't get in to watch my Highway to Heaven.
Uh-oh.
And I watched the episode where Mark goes back and meets his grandfather and they make peace. That was that. And I saw TJ Hooker. What was the TJ Hooker?
I found out what TJ stands for.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, what is it?
Thomas Jefferson.
Really?
Thomas Jefferson?
Okay, now I'm not let down. All right. You know me. I like the anticipation. I like to be led on to the point of the brink. Thomas Jefferson Hooker.
Right.
Interesting.
TJ Hooker.
So how did you just look that up?
I just looked it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I could have done that. But I
Right.
just someday they're going to say it.
They could have said it on the show, but you're an aficionado of it, and they haven't said it yet.
No, they have. I've not heard that, and I just think they should have called him Tiberius James.
Like on Charles in Charge, we never knew what his last name was, and they never said it.
That's right. Wasn't Arcola.
It could have been. He could have been, because Chachi is slang for Charles.
Yeah.
You don't think it was Arcola?
I said maybe it was.
It could have been Arcola.
They just maybe never mentioned it on the show intentionally.
You know, there's a missed opportunity for back in the 70s. He could have sponsored a cola.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea,
You know,
actually.
you know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because his name was Arcola for Happy Days. So he could have sponsored some kind of a cola.
Right, they could have made Paramount Pictures could have made, hey, this is Chachi's cola.
Or, like Coca-Cola, you got Chachi-A-Cola.
Right, there you go.
I think it would have worked.
Missed opportunity.
But put it this way, those cans would probably be worth a few dollars right now.
Sure, on eBay or somewhere. You know, he could be signing them at chiller conventions and whatnot.
I remember I held on to a can of New Coke forever.
Even though because it was new for like a month.
Well, I knew it was going to fail, and I said, this is probably something you want to hold on to. Of course, I have no
I
idea
remember
where it
the
is
day
now.
I tried New Coke. It was 1980. It was 1986.
This is amazing.
It was 1986.
Okay.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. You can look it up.
I don't know. I mean, I'm too lazy to look
I
it
was
up.
down at the local newsstand picking up my monthly magazine of Starlog magazine. Remember that?
Yeah, great magazine.
And the new Coke came in. This guy named Bill who had giant skin warts on his face. And they had the old-fashioned Coke machine.
Yeah.
And this was, I don't know what month it was. I'm going to say spring or fall, whatever. And I went in there, and it was in a tan can. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I took it and cracked it open and drank it. And I go, this tastes like Pepsi.
Yeah. That's what I always thought when I first tried it.
And then, like 2 months later, everybody's like, this is shit.
Yeah.
Bring back the original Coke. And there
You
it came
can't beat
back.
the flavor. There's something very unique about the flavor of Coca-Cola.
I mean,
You know,
first it tastes like Pepsi, then people dislike the flavor?
Yes,
How come?
because didn't taste like Coke.
It didn't taste like Coke. And
It was the new Coke.
Bill Cosby was saying it's more sweet, so it pairs better with my food or something.
No, he was just putting the Coke in it to drug the women so he could rape them. What are you talking about?
Well, everyone has to have a hobby.
Well, he did. That and Jell-O Pops.
And pudding pops,
Pudding, that's what it was.
Pudding Pops, sorry.
Yeah,
But it was
pudding.
Jell-O Pudding Pops.
Jell-O pudding
Where are you
pop.
putting those pops, by the way?
Yeah, Bill, what are you doing with those? Why are you in the dressing room with Pudding Pops?
Well, you put them in your mouth and you get that.
Well, he did something with them,
There
that's
you
for
go.
sure.
You would know.
You were there, Quincy, weren't you? I heard that.
I think he put the pudding pops in his mouth.
Well, you know
and
what
then-
Dot did, don't you? All right, I was just checking in. I had another, like a sort of a late minute. It looks like I told him I needed it by 7.
Okay.
But I did not arrive. But that's okay. I said, no pressure, no
As
pressure.
long as we're walking down memory lane.
Yeah.
If we're gonna remember a classic drink, the classic logo of Pepsi, you can see it. Maybe over there. Don't we see it? Pepsi.
Oh, that's right on that big picture.
Wow, the picture of Times Square.
That is classic. See right there. They show the gold.
Well, I don't think the Pepsi logo has changed in like a
No,
million
I don't
years.
think so.
Yeah, but look at the classic bottle cap. Maybe it's very
Well,
rarely.
I don't have good cataract eye surgery like you, so I can't see that
No,
far.
I have to be honest. I can't either. I'm just going to take your word for it. Since
I
it's a
see,
picture of Times
I see
Square.
Mr. Peanut.
That's
I
another golden oldie that maybe was in the same time frame as the glass Pepsi bottles. Then they switched to cans. These logos are just golden classics.
Soda always tastes better in a glass bottle.
Okay.
How come?
Because I don't know if it's just some weird reason.
Coca-Cola always does. I know that much.
Well, that's what I'm
but
saying. Now, does beer taste better in a glass bottle?
I no. I think beer is always should be served out of a can.
Really?
It's fresher. It's colder, and I'm going to say right now, I open a bottle of beer, and I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there's very few times where I will stand up for myself and say, I'm right. But I'm right about this, I don't care what you say. Because I've tested this theory, as
I'm
you know.
sure you have.
Okay, all right? Bottled beer goes flat probably within the first minute of opening the beer. I'm sorry. So I'm a can guy.
You're a can guy.
Now, I'm hearing this bullshit that Canada, I don't know whether it has to do with the name Canada cans, but the aluminum is going to be an issue now.
Aluminium.
The aluminium is going to be an issue, and there may be a shortage of canned beer.
Wow.
And I can say, Canada, cut the shit, all right? Just enough, okay? Enough. I like Bob and Doug McKenzie. I like Canada. I like the Canadian people. I like Montreal. Let's just, enough.
Can I just get my little tribute to Canada?
That's the, what do they call that?
I don't know. The strange
There was a
brew
name
yell?
there was a name for that shit. I can't remember.
Well, if you listeners in Canada know what that is, let us know.
Yeah, why don't you?
And send some cans Ricky Bittman's way.
Will you? You know what I mean? Boy, and they got some good beer up there too. Whew. But you got to be careful because it's higher alcohol.
Okay. Well, they're a higher altitude.
Well, I don't know what it is, but they can drink us under the table, and that's fine with me, especially at this advanced age.
Okay, well, you are pushing the age of 6-0.
I am.
That's all right.
Thanks. But, speaking of age and looking back, do you remember, now you're around my neighborhood of age, do you remember a cola called Sport Cola?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah,
Sport
okay.
Cola was
I do
like,
not.
Okay, Sport Cola was a big deal. They were competing, of course, with Pepsi and Coca-Cola, and they used to come around and promote it. And you know who promoted it?
Is he from Canada?
I don't know if he is, but he might have had a little thing with Marlon Brando, from what I understand.
Richard Pryor?
No, before Richard Pryor, his boyfriend before Richard Pryor.
Who's that?
Wally Cox.
Who's Wally Cox?
Guy from Chips. Chips.
No, that's Larry Wilcox.
Wally Cox was the voice of Tennessee, of Underdog.
Oh, see, if Jeff was here, he would have known that in a second.
Oh, I know Wally Cox. Sure, he was also
When Polly's in trouble, he in that
Professor
song.
Peepers.
It's hip, 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 and away you go.
Mr. Peepers, he had
So,
a show.
what was the guy's name again?
Wally Cox.
Wally Cox was not on Chips, for the record.
All right, but it
That's
was my
Larry Wilcox.
All right,
He could have been. He lived into the 80s. I mean,
It was my mistake.
Okay, all right, fine.
he was this sort of like mealy-mouthed, nerdy-looking guy, sort of like Professor Infestation's brother, but with dark hair. He had kind of like talk like that.
Dr. Rabies?
Dr. Rabies.
Dr. Rabies.
Yeah, I remember that, doctor. If you're out there listening, I remember your name is Dr. Rabies, not Dr. Rabies.
Okay, well, great.
But Sport Cola was a big deal.
Never heard of it.
And remember Royal Crown Cola?
RC.
RC Cola. You know where you can get that? You can still get that down in Tennessee. When I go down to Nashville, I'll always run up to the Walgreens up the street, get a few things for the room. I always get me a nice couple bottles of RC Cola.
I remember RC Cola in my head around the death of Elvis. We were down on the Cape vacationing that week, and we went to their version of a supermarket. I don't know what the name of it was. It was in Hyannisport. We were down
The version of a supermarket.
and
down on
another Cape. Well, the Cape was a different entity, and I remember they were all on sale. Now I was not buying it because I was 6 years old.
Yeah, where's your
but I
money?
remember in the refrigerator that week was nothing but RC Cola.
it was good.
It
was a
wasn't
good
bad.
drink. It was a good
It
drink.
kind of tasted like Adirondack.
Okay.
I mean, a little similar.
I can't remember. I can imagine what Coke tastes like, and I can imagine what Pepsi tastes like, but I can't imagine what RC tastes like.
Remember Tab?
Yeah.
Oh, God,
Tab
Tab.
was like a pink can.
Pink can. All the fat ladies drank it.
Tab tasted like flat Coke.
Yeah, it just had an awful taste. Saccharin.
You can still get it.
Yeah, I remember there was this great deli when in the town I grew up in called Caustic's Deli, and you get these big fat Jewish cold cut sandwiches, and all the ladies would be in there getting like pastrami, and I'll have a tab with it.
Tab. I can't give you a tab unless you order something.
It all comes back to the Future.
Yeah, well, it is. Now, can I open a present?
Okay, before we open a present, I'm going to send you something.
Uh-oh, he's going to send me something.
You got to look at this on your screen. Now, this is actually, I'll let you read it. So this is coming over.
Okay. Hopefully it's not. Let's see. I just saw the thumbnail. And of course I forgot my passcode.
You forgot your
Okay,
password.
all right. There is a picture of Quincy
Okay.
drinking milk in the back studio.
I went back one night and we recorded a promo back there before we cut out for the night.
Right.
I can't remember what the promo was, but he sat at this table and I snapped that picture.
And he's drinking milk, but it had a ad for cream of wheat.
Yeah. And it's just, we always talk about this. Something about this picture struck a chord in me, right?
Okay.
Where I just thought it was just such a great picture.
All right. I
mean, it really is
You
very-
can see it on the screen right now. There's the picture.
Very artistic, I always thought. So I posted on Facebook, I would love to have an oil painting of this picture.
Oh my God.
Okay? Now, a young lady by the name of Lilia answered my request. However, it's not an oil painting, okay? But
The castor oil
you
painting.
can read now Lilia Rossadich, the daughter of Steve Rossadich.
2TC from Ricky Bittman and Quincy Briscoe.
I'm giving him our present.
All right, let's see what this is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to open it up here. It's in a nice manila envelope.
Yeah. I don't want to go the fancy stuff.
No, because
you know.
who cares about the wrapping
You're just
paper?
gonna throw it out.
And it's stuck in there. Oh, there we go. There's a nice little frame. I haven't. It is. What is that? Oh, that's just
that was just to protect it.
That's just the size of it. Okay, so I'm going to reveal it, and that is phenomenal,
Isn't it?
That is great. It looks like it's Quincy sitting there. This is fantastic. Who did this again?
That's Lilia Rossadich.
Licia Rossadich. Thank you. This is going on the wall at Restani Mansion.
Look at
okay, that's a picture of my buddy Quincy there, and he's. It looks. I mean, it's very serious.
It is. It's not sad, and it's not really stoic. It's very contemplative. You know,
It looks like he has like Ultimate Warrior face paint on there.
Yeah, because she saw him that way.
Well, you know what? We all see him that way sometimes. So what do you think about that, Quincy?
I think that's a good picture.
I think that's great. We're going to, if you're watching it obviously on YouTube, there it is right on the screen. And
That's a watercolor. She did that with her own hand.
That is, I thoroughly enjoy this.
I
Thank
knew
you.
you would, and we had it framed. And the funny thing is, I had to send it back to her to sign it. I wouldn't take it unless she signed it. So
Oh, well, it has to be because I need
yeah,
it signed.
Exactly. So I
You
said
know.
he loves signatures, and who knows, she might be a famous artiste someday.
What is it? Is it? I can't read it. What does it say?
Lilia.
Oh, Lilia.
I think she put Lilia in her last
An
initial.
R. There
Yeah.
we go. That is fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. When I get something else later, we'll do that later. But I just wanted
Look at
to
that
time.
right there.
I'll have to be honest with you. I've had my picture taken numerous times, but
Yeah, but Quincy,
never in an artiste
Yeah, look
type.
at this, Quincy. Look
Never
at it.
that way before.
That's
Look
you
at that.
sitting there at the red table out back with the half
That-
gallon of milk.
you know what? This girl is very talented.
She is.
We should get her to do some characters of everybody on the
Well,
program.
I'm sure she would love to.
Well, we should get her down here and talk to her.
I was thinking of that. I said, boy, Ricky
she-
Bittman with that calm.
And she's an
cool skin.
artist?
Yes.
Look, obviously she drew that. We didn't go to some store and buy this. He's speechless. Look at him. He's turning red over there himself.
That is awesome.
This is going to have a proud hanging in my living room somewhere.
Well, it was kind of her idea because, like I said, I would love to have an oil painting of this picture. And she reached out to me and she said, I have something for you. I'm going to send it your way. And she did. And I had to send it back to her to be signed.
It has that, that Kennedy feel of, those paintings of JFK back in the day.
I'm just, all of a sudden, I'm looking at him going, wouldn't it be great to have that as a set of greeting cards?
It looks like a greeting card.
You could just sign it.
I think this girl has a future in greeting card design.
And I think she captured...
You know what? We're gonna officially do this. She is now the official artist of After Hours with TC Restani.
There you go, Lilia. You are the official artist.
And how old is this young artist?
My goodness, she's in college, so I say her early 20s. Maybe
well, there we go. We're gonna have to
late teens, early 20s.
What's that word? Commission.
She's been commissioned.
We're gonna have to commission to get some more stuff because this right here is fantastic.
Wait till you know who here sees it. She's gonna want a painting of herself. And now, I spoke too soon.
Can I pick the post?
You're all in charge of that.
This is all kidding aside, that is awesome.
Well, I knew you would like it, and I said, at first when he gave it to me, when she gave it to me, I said, I'm just gonna hold on to this, and
I'm going to show the people off camera right now. What do you think about that? The character of Quincy.
That's actually really great.
That is, and this guy knows art.
He does.
This is fantastic. I am not blowing smoke. This is awesome.
I'm so glad you like it.
You know what? Let's give her a big round of applause.
Lilia Russadich, thank you for making this a special day.
Well,
and I love to give gifts too, so I mean.
Well, there you go.
And as much as I just came up with the concept, I bought the frame. That's about all I did.
Well, that's a beautiful frame. But don't remember, you won't offend me with cash.
What's that?
You won't offend me with cash.
I know, and I
this is great. This is fantastic.
Well, and that's only one.
That's one, but you know what? That's one singular
sensation. Every little step she takes.
Aren't you happy it's TC's birthday?
Yes, and we're having the time of our lives right now with TC's.
And I couldn't find a vegan cake anywhere, and I did look today.
That's okay.
I was pressed for time, and I said, "Shit, I just thought of it."
This
now.
is way better. This is going to be on the wall at Restani Manor until Restani Manor doesn't exist anymore.
But I love the fact like I said, when I look at it, she just caught something there.
She did catch something there, and now I'm being serious. We need to have like characters of the cast, like a tribute to Jeff, Paul, the Colonel, all the people that have been on this program. That's just the first piece of art in the Restani art wing.
And I mean, you can see the detail on the cream of wheat logo.
I've noticed that right away. That is beautiful.
So I'm glad now you get the official digital picture, and you have that. You can do what you do to make the
digital
podcast.
Picture sucks compared to this. All right, this is fantastic. I'm really moved by that.
You're like what is it, like when Archie Bunker's chair got accidentally put into a museum that time?
Yeah, when the chair was broke, it's like, where's my chair?
His chair, now you're a work of art.
Can we put you? We're going to put you in the Smithsonian like his chair.
That is so awesome. That's like, I've never been on an artiste type of picture.
Never? I don't think you have.
No. Quincy art could become a new thing.
I mean, she's just look at the way he's sitting right now. She caught it.
Right.
That's how you sit.
Well, we can have a serious look or a funny look.
It's a good thing you had hair when you took that picture because usually you get it all like buzzed down to the follicles.
Speaking of Russadich,
right?
Her dad is Steve Russadich. He listens to this show and big listener to the Jukebox. He had a question.
We'll try to answer it.
Now he listens to the show, and I have to say his reaction to your story about how you handle the raccoons with the hornet spray really had a very profound effect on him.
Really?
And but he wanted to know because you mentioned using mouse traps.
Well, it's true.
This is what his question was: how many mouse traps would it take to demobilize the raccoon before you administer the hornet spray from 20 feet away?
Well,
because he's thinking all the little mouse traps.
Well, let me put it this way. Okay. The raccoon, okay, first of all, you need bigger traps. I'm talking, maybe the size of this here. Big traps.
That's a big trap.
Okay.
Okay.
And you put that, if you really think you have a problem of raccoons, like, invading then put maybe 5 or 6, maybe 10.
5, 6, 10.
Yeah, and then get a couple of cans of like hornet spray that shoots 10 feet away if you really think you have the problem. And the moment you hear that trap go, You could sit there and stake them out if your timing is right. If you think that's
Stake them out.
I got a close-up of the raccoon that I caught in my Tasha's garage. Look at that. Put that up on the... That's...
And then, in the moment that you hear that click,
Who's that, Chris Benoit? Who is that?
He's the raccoon I caught.
Oh, that's the raccoon.
No, that's Dwayne. That's the guy. Oh, no, we'll get back to that. He doesn't leave his house on Friday the 13th.
Oh, well, because Jason will get you. That's why. You know, when I found out, if Jeff was here and Dave, one of our associate producers down there, the first time we ever saw Jason in Friday the 13th Part 2, I know you've never seen it.
Yeah.
And I know Quincy may have seen it.
Well, this is Part 2?
This is Part 2.
Okay.
The body of Jason was a woman. Was the costume designer. The shot where he's walking down the street and you just see his feet and legs, that was a woman. The first time we ever seen adult Jason, that's a woman.
Why?
Maybe the other person didn't show up. I have no idea.
Now, how did you find this out?
I was watching a Friday the 13th Part 2 documentary. And
Isn't there a book about this movie?
there is a guy out there that does two books. But the weird part is her name is Ellen Lutter, and she's going to be a guest at Chiller in April.
Wow.
So I have to get her a signature.
Now, that just broke my heart thinking of how excited Jeff would have been.
Oh, Jeff would have shit his pants.
Yeah.
Wait, were you trying to tell me that the original Jason was a chick?
What would he have gotten her to sign?
The machete.
That's true, the machete, yeah.
He would have gotten, but I have to do that in honor of Jeff.
100%.
I have to do that.
You have to do that.
I have to do that. That's 100%.
Oh, man, he would have flipped over that.
Because I don't know how we did not know this.
You know, it's funny you should say that because you know what always bothered me? Do you ever see the movie of course you've seen Goodfellas, right?
Of course.
The part where Henry, as a young kid, goes and blows up those cars. He burns the cars in the parking lot to send a message for somebody told him to do it. And if you watch that scene close, when they show young Henry running away from the parking lot,
And then it freeze frames.
That's a girl.
Oh, is it?
Watch it close.
Maybe it was the person who played Jason.
It might be Ellen Lutter or whatever the hell her name was, because I'm telling you, that's a girl. She runs like a girl.
She was the costume designer on Copland.
If you look, he's like...
But Ellen Lutter by...
Ellen Lutter.
But that was 10 years after Friday the 13th Part 2.
Yeah.
So
No, this was definitely
maybe it was
young
Ellen Lutter's daughter.
Could have been, but it definitely was a broad.
Sally Lutter.
As Sinatra would have said, that's broad right
You
there.
mean Sintra?
Sintra, yeah.
Inside joke.
Frank
joke.
Sintra.
Frank Sintra.
Boy, worlds just go full circle sometimes.
Well, you brought it up, so we had to talk about it.
I'm just saying it's amazing because I was blown away by that.
What, that Jason was a female?
No, by the Sintra.
Okay. Well, the Sintra.
The inside joke, just kind of a...
It was an inside joke.
So I wanted to ask you, though.
Sure.
The JFK files. Underwhelming, huh?
JFK, the files that came out, the only thing that we found out that we didn't already know, because Oliver Stone and Jim Garrison made that movie in 1991, they all thought they were kooks.
Yep.
Everything they said in that movie came true.
Yeah.
But Israel had a part in it.
Really?
Because JFK didn't want them to have a nuke.
Okay.
And that's why they went. And Jack Ruby was Jack Rubenstein. So he had a connection to Israel. So there's like 80,000 pages. And our good friend Cecil, he was the one who, sent me the text and whatnot. The JFK files were released.
Okay.
I'm not reading 80,000 pages.
No.
I'm just waiting for people to go through it with bullet points.
Well, somebody did say...
No pun intended, but...
I didn't even catch on that, but somebody did say today, someone who's very vested in the whole Warren Commission reports and all that said, this is an excellent start. That's
well,
how
the
he
Warren
referred to
Commission
it.
is fiction.
Well, yeah, but I mean, as far as he's up with all the conspiracy theories.
Because
he said this is a good
because
start.
these files have proved the Warren Commission was fake.
Yeah, I guess they just put a name on it or something.
No, they said that he was the lone gunman.
Yeah.
They actually gave the name of the other guy who did it.
And I did read something where
He
Russia...
was a CIA asset.
Well, Russia weighed in saying he was a terrible shot. There's no way he could have pulled this off. Because of him personally, Oswald couldn't...
Well, Oswald basically said, I'm just a patsy.
Yeah.
And then they whacked him 2 days later.
Patsy. I had a cousin Patsy. What a bitch.
Really? Did you want to whack her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right in the bread basket.
Should have called old Jack Rubenstein.
Would have hit her in the lungs with a shovel.
That must have hurt. That's not pleasant.
So I kind of had the beginnings of a game that I want to, if we can develop this.
Develop the game.
So I'm going to give you just one practice question.
We're going to call Parker Brothers?
No, I don't think so for this. This is a typical podcast game.
All right.
You know, we've done games in the past.
We have. We even played bingo on this podcast.
All right. So, Tom Wopat. John Schneider. Catherine Bach. Okay. It's called Who Has the Most Cash?
Who has the most cash?
Okay. Now, one of these people
has the most cash.
Now, I go by the net worth. The net worth, you know, you search a celebrity going, it's
Right.
just, it's purely that way.
All right.
Okay. So it's kind of based somewhat on fact.
Okay.
So one of these people is in the $3 to $5 million range.
$3 to $5 million range.
One of them is $2 million.
$2 million, just a measly two.
And one of them is $200,000.
Okay.
So out of those three,
Who's
We got-
200 grand?
we got a 3 to a 5, we got a 200,000, we got a 2 million. John Schneider, Tom Wopat, and Catherine Bach. For people who don't know out there,
The Dukes of Hazzard.
right? The Duke boys and their
Cousin Daisy.
Daisy, okay.
That was them beeping the General Lee horn. Actually, no, it
Just
wasn't.
drove by- no, that's how the horn
Maybe it was Daisy's Dixie Jeep.
That's right. So when I went with that show, or those three, just because I said,
Right.
let me see how, because they didn't want to do a whole laundry list to have you say, this isn't that much fun. So if you like this,
All right.
we could do a little
Well,
bit more of this.
On the show, the richest person was Boss Hogg.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Jefferson Davis Hogg.
No, nobody could ever.
Not Thomas Jefferson Hooker.
That's right.
But-
Thomas Jefferson Hooker. The mystery of life.
Okay, so the question is, who is the richest on there? All right, so once again, read off the net worths.
Okay, we got $2 million.
$2 million.
We got they gave me a range, 3 to 5 million.
All right,
They're not sure.
The 3 to 5 million
and
range.
$200,000.
$200,000. Okay. Do you want me to take a guess?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say the $200,000 one will be Tom Wopat.
Okay.
The $3 to $5 million one, I'm going to go, unless she made some big investments and whatnot, I'm going to go with John Schneider.
Okay.
And the $2 million one, I'm going to go with Daisy.
Okay. You were wrong on all three.
Okay, good.
And I'm surprised. Actually, I'm surprised at the real answers, okay? John Schneider came in the lowest at $200,000. And he has a recording contract and everything.
And he's at conventions every weekend.
And he does the Lifetime movies.
And he owns the General Lee.
Yeah, and this is just going strictly
By
what
what's
they
on
say.
TV. So $200,000 for John Schneider.
Yep. And believe it or not, Catherine Bach's coming in at the 3 to 5 million range.
Where did she get all that?
No idea.
Did she license Daisy Duke shorts and overseas?
If she did, it turned out very nice for her. And then Tom Wopat comes in at the 2 million mark.
I thought he would have less because he's been being sued for groping women and stuff like that.
I'm just, again,
Out of all of them, in personality wise, it goes John Schneider,
that's what I
really
heard.
nice.
Yes.
Tom Wopat, very nice, but kind of shy.
Yeah.
And Daisy Duke really isn't that friendly.
Yeah,
she's all about the money. That's probably why she's got $3 to $5 million
There you
bucks.
go. She's a shrewd businesswoman. All right.
Wow, I would not have known that.
Now, I did a bonus one.
A bonus. Let's hear the bonus.
Okay, we got 3 million and 2 million.
Oh, I guess she's chiming in because she has more money than Daisy Duke. Sorry, all right.
All right, so we got 3 million and 2 million.
3 million and 2 million.
Who comes in higher, Anson Williams or Don Most?
All right, that's Potsy and
Ralph Malph. I should have
Potsy
said
and
that.
Ralph Malph. Quincy, I'll let you take a guess on that.
Well, I'm going to have to say Ralph Malph comes in higher.
Ralph Malph because he was a singer and everything?
Yeah, Ralph Malph, Potsy was the singer. But,
Well, Ralph Malph also sang.
well, okay, that's true. But, but
Terrible, but he sang.
Ralph Malph was the comedian. And
If that's what you want to call it,
Yeah, he still got it.
I still got it.
but no, he doesn't.
And I guess now the classical episode, you got to love Ralph Malph when he got in trouble gambling, and then
So you're saying Ralph Malph has the most money out of the two of him and Potsy?
I'll have to say because a lot of people remember Ralph Malph. Potsy, I guess.
We're talking about the real life person, not the character.
Okay.
His father got that award for the cleanest restroom. that
Right.
time.
Well, don't forget, Ralph Malph's father, wasn't his father a dentist or an eye doctor?
He was an eye doctor.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to say Ralph Malph.
Okay, so Donnie Most, you're
Donnie
saying.
Most.
He has the most. Okay.
Actually, Anson Williams is coming in at $3 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Probably-
$3 million isn't really that much
No,
these days.
it really isn't.
I mean, so where did he get that?
I don't. Well, Anson Williams does a lot of directing and stuff like that.
And he also ran for mayor recently of some California town that
really?
he didn't win.
And his father's the Heimlich guy.
No, his uncle.
His uncle?
The Heimlich created the Heimlich movie. I don't know how you can make money off of that.
Well, just
every time
being
someone
fair.
does that and they owe Potsy $5.
If you get saved by the Heimlich maneuver, you have to pay him.
Wow.
And just in perusing all this, Henry Winkler's worth $40 million.
All right, what's Ron Howard worth?
$200 million.
Well, he's now doing Comic-Cons.
Ron Howard?
Yeah, he just did one in Orlando, and he's doing the Steel City Comic-Con. There's a rumor he may do one in New England. Either be the Fan Expo Boston in August or the Rhode Island Comic-Con in November.
Wow. And now I just heard, and I'm glad I thought of this because it just came to mind. I understand Mr. T is doing his very first Comic-Con.
He's doing it in Dallas.
That's kind of cool.
Do you know how much he is charging?
Oh, I don't.
I looked into this.
$500.
For the combo. For the autograph and the photo with him is $500. He must really want like real gold chains now.
That's terrible. That's just terrible.
You're 72 years old.
Yeah.
Half the world that goes to these Comic-Cons are young kids, have no clue who you are.
Yeah.
None.
That's just terrible.
Their old parents, like my age, know who you are, but there's no way they're spending $500 on a picture with you when these kids want to get some anime voice actors autograph.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, trash.
Well, yeah, well.
When you were talking about that episode of Happy Days where Ralph was the bookie,
Right?
taking the bets, I love when he goes to Fonzie, he goes, I could use a guy like you in my operation. You're a pretty smart cookie. Remember what the Fonz says? He goes,
I remember that.
what did he say?
Now,
First of all,
the fund's not a cookie. Second, you want to dance, pay the fiddler. He says,
you're remembering a lot more than I did. I just thought the fact he said, first of all, the Fonz is not a cookie, which I thought was pretty funny.
he grabs him like this.
Yeah.
Hey, first of all, the fund's not a cookie. Second, you want to dance, you got to pay the fiddler. And then he steps in, like, I heard Rob owes you some money. Yeah, $80. And he's like, that thing, I want it now. I think you can wait for your first. No, you'll think, I think you can. Well, what do I get in return? Well, how about that chick out there? You mean the good-looking Cosmo? Yeah.
The
All
brainy
right.
chick?
Yeah. The great chick? You mean the one? Yeah. All right.
There
You got 24 hours.
All this fun from Potsy being a rich guy.
And just for the shits and giggles, we'll throw in, what do you think Willie Ames is worth versus Scott Baio?
Okay, all right. I don't know how many residual checks he got from 8 is Enough or Zapped or what was the other show he was on? Child. Well, actually, he's been in everything other than 8 is Enough with Scott Baio.
Scott Baio, yeah.
I'm going to say, what was the question again? Who's worth more?
Well, just what would you think? I mean,
What do you think? What do you think Willie Ames is worth?
Well, compared to Scott Baio.
Okay, well, don't forget, he did do Bible Man.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't know what his deal was on Bible Man.
Let's just say, I don't think he took care of his money, too.
So that's the reason why he was borrowing Jeff's phone down at Chiller to call Jeff's cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
All right. I'm going to say low numbers.
Yeah. Well, Willie Ames came in at $100,000.
Jesus, Quincy has more than Willie.
I think all three of us are pretty much in better shape than him right now. And Scott Baio was $4 million, which I thought would be more.
Which should be more, but lawyers' fees for being sued for
I know, God, every time the poor guy turns
supposedly
around.
diddling all the kids on Child's in Charge.
He moved from California to Florida recently.
Really?
And he puts a lot of videos up of his house is beautiful, and his daughter is an aspiring golf pro. So
She must be young because I remember there was a reality show. Scott Baio was 45 and single or something.
She is young. She's I think just getting into college.
All right.
And they got to go to Florida because of the golf program. Everyone said he moved there because of Trump, and he's like, look.
What's the difference?
He goes, look at he says I voted for Trump. I support Trump, but I moved here because of the college for my daughter has a golf program.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I have not met Chachi yet. He's done a few conventions, but I wasn't at these ones.
I would be surprised. That surprises me.
But he's very nice from what I was told. I did meet Joni, who loves Chachi.
God bless her.
And
That poor girl.
That was a train wreck.
I heard a rumor. Is it true?
I heard a rumor.
They
What?
say you got a broken heart.
Stop yelling. What?
That she take drugs and drinking.
She's dead. Yeah, she's gone.
You mean
Can't
like
speak ill of the
really?
dead.
Yeah.
Was it from
She's
too
been
much
dead for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
because of she was always taking too many drugs and drinking and all
I
that?
guess so. Yeah, I just finally caught up with her.
And how old was she?
I have no idea.
It's a wild guess.
50 something.
Yeah, she was probably when she died.
Yeah. It's only 10 years ago. She was definitely a decade older
Probably
than
in her-
me.
Yeah, she's probably in her 40s maybe when she died. I don't know.
You know what? Well,
I know,
you
the
guys are not
chances
going
are
to.
just so
I'll
that-
look up Erin Moran, okay?
And that was after.
What a birthday episode. I'm looking up Erin Moran's death.
Yeah, this is how we celebrate. Well, we got a couple more surprises. I'm going to play one right after we discover this.
You have Erin Moran.
We got another surprise.
All right, Erin Moran was 56 when she passed.
Oh, God bless her.
And she died on April 22nd, 2017 in New Salisbury, Indiana.
Wow.
I didn't know. Was the old Salisbury the one up on Salisbury Beach?
Salisbury Beach.
All right, great. There we go.
All right, got another birthday surprise.
We have another birthday. It cannot beat this painting.
It's not. Here's what we'll do. We're going high.
Right.
We're going, mid-level
So
now.
we're at Potsy right now, and now we're going down to Ralph Mouth.
I don't want to underestimate this, but it's not going to beat that.
Okay,
But
all
there
right.
is a tie-in.
There is a tie-in to that.
Okay, and you'll hear what that is in a moment. This is an audio one.
It's an audio one.
Let me
Okay.
see if I can make this work.
Let's hear this.
Might have to redo it. Okay. Oh, I think I got it.
Happy birthday, T.C. Restani, from your friend, yours truly, Steve Rossadini.
Imagine
Wow,
that.
it's all in the family.
Yeah. So he recorded that for you. He's a fan, and he listens all
Thank
the
you.
time.
You know who I thought that was at first?
Dan Aykroyd?
No, Willie Whistle.
That is
That's him.
awesome.
He was playing a recorder. It's a recorder. And that's what he was playing.
Not a Ricola.
Yeah. I try to get some other celebrities.
You know, that's you get. I get the Rassadini family down here, right? That's fantastic.
They're all talented, as you can
They
see.
are talented, musically inclined and artistically inclined.
Yeah. Amazing,
Wow,
huh?
that's that right there. Now, what was he playing that on? Because
A recorder, they
A
call that. Like
recorder.
a sort of a recorder flute, they call it.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, they used to try to get every kid to play the recorder. A salesman would come to the school, and he'd sell every kid a recorder.
Was that something? Was that the thing that Willy Wonka had? You know?
He had that was a penny whistle.
Oh, that was a penny whistle.
Big time,
Okay.
big time difference.
Wasn't that a flute, though, that Willy Wonka?
Yeah, it's a flute, but they call that a penny whistle because it's a little tiny. It's a piccolo.
Oh,
You mean Jenny Piccolo? From,
Yeah.
why are we talking about Happy Day?
Phil
it's
Silver's daughter.
It's a happy day here on the
I
program.
can't wait to see the description of this.
Yeah.
I love reading those, by the way. I just discovered that you're doing that.
Okay.
So I was trying to capture that so people can
I don't
see
think I'll
it.
be putting Jenny Piccolo in
Yeah.
there.
Phil Silver's daughter.
Whatever happened to her? What gas station is she working
I
at?
know, but I'll tell you, when I was growing up, I was kind of like...
You had a thing for Jenny Piccolo?
Well, you know what? Because they talked about her so much, and she was like this incredible slut, and then when you finally see her, you're like, okay.
You wanted to go to Inspiration Point with her?
I wouldn't have minded.
Wow.
Plus, her dad was Phil Silvers. God, great
Well,
comedian.
Was he on the show as her dad?
No, I don't think he was ever on
all right.
Happy Days. They kind of missed the boat on that.
They just had, the Mork on there fighting the Fonz.
He was a ball-breaking comedian, Phil Silvers. He was always like talking like this all the time. You're a lovely guy. I'm gonna kill you. That movie, Mad World. The little kid made him drive into the river, and he floated away.
Wow. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Apparently,
was-
everyone else out there's going, "What the hell's that old man?"
that was
talking
on
about?"
56, I think, at noon on a Sunday once.
Love that movie.
Wow.
Tasha's going out tomorrow night. Maybe I'll watch it.
Really? You going to watch that? Or is it streaming on Tubi?
No, my God, I have the DVD.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Is it 4K?
I don't. No, it's not.
Oh.
I don't have a 4K player.
Why not?
I don't know. I should, but say I don't have a 4K TV. I have a high def TV. Like my TV's nice.
Okay.
If I'm gonna get the 4K TV, I got to get the 4K Blu-ray, right?
I believe so.
And then if I want a movie, it's got to be 4K.
Right.
I mean, come on. Enough.
I'm sorry. I was just asking.
just saying, enough.
Why do you have the most visual pleasure of watching It's a Mad World?
Well, that's really not a movie you have to worry about visually either. So it's kind of just comedy. Huh?
See, that's
Is it worth it?
From
All
the
right.
peanut gallery over there. 4K is worth it.
I'll tell you right now, the time is coming for me to get a new TV. Like, I know it's going to happen soon because the one I have is fairly old. And if I'm going to get a new TV, it's going to be a 4K.
Well, how come she hasn't bought you one yet? Tickets to this, tickets to that. Why not a nice 4K TV?
Well, I didn't want to mention it, but now that you mention it, I scored some more tickets.
To what?
Air Supply.
We're all out of love
And so lost without you, I know you were right.
Doesn't that guy look like Richard
Believing-
Simmons, the singer?
He does, but you know what? He's got a hell of a voice.
He does. He does.
And the Asian girls love him.
Really?
We went to we sat in a balcony the first time we saw them, surrounded by all these Asian girls.
Where was this?
That was at the Lowell, no, not the Lowell, the Lynn Auditorium.
The Lynn Auditorium, where our good friend Joey Chiarezna is
right.
going to be performing.
Burning down the house. And
And Wayne Newton.
That's right, and
Burning
Wayne
down
Newton.
the house. My house.
Good bass line in that.
That's right.
And then we've seen him a couple times after that. And Tosh and
I know.
They were talking. I'm just.
And where are they coming this time?
I don't know when they're coming. I want to say maybe April, maybe next month, at the Chevalier in Medford.
Oh.
And really good seats. And I'm kind of excited. But I take a lot of heat from the guys that I like Air Supply. They think
Why?
I just go because they say it's it's
It's
girls' music,
right?
But they're a talented band.
And they've been around forever.
And
Even the nights are
better now that we're here together. Even the nights are better since I found you.
You said that. Don't you sing that to Milk?
Speaking of milk, how about that SpaceX splashdown, huh?
I commented on that on my Facebook. There, wasn't it Ruth Buzzy and Jim Neighbors that returned?
Nothing like that.
Fi and Fum. They've gone to the moon now. They've been to the sun.
And the Doors didn't quite make it.
Oh, the Doors. You know what the Doors is, Quincy?
I forgot. Maybe I
It was this animal on the Lost Saucer. It was a half horse, half dog. The Doors.
Okay.
Right.
And it was on the show that you just previously mentioned with
It was with Ruth Buzzy and Jim Neighbors.
Okay, because I watched that, and that was after Gomer Pyle, right?
Long after.
He was good in that. He wore some kind of a
He was like a robot.
He was a robot.
robot.
He was an android.
Android.
That's true.
Right.
And he had to wear some kind of a backpack, because he was.
Well, they were flying. They got to fly around.
Yeah.
Okay, right, and that
He was
was
a kid with his babysitter, right? She wasn't his sister. She was a babysitter.
That was Alice Playton.
Oh.
She's no longer with us.
Oh.
And neither is Jim Neighbors.
And what about the little boy?
He's still around. Jared something or other.
Yeah?
He's got to be like my age, or a little older than that.
Oh. And Ruth is hanging on.
And Ruth is still around.
It's sad because she had that stroke. She was very active on Facebook.
Right.
She actually said something back to me one time. I was talking about the old days of laughing, and she replied to my comment, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, she's in rough shape.
You didn't say I loved you as Fi.
I didn't.
Oh, I did. That was my first introduction to Ruth Buzzy.
I remember there was a funny thing on Letterman one time when they were talking about how Don King laughs at everything David Letterman says. And David Letterman says, well, in reality, we have to do a lot to elicit these laughs from Don King. It's not all coming from me. And they would intersplice Don King laughing with these people that work for David Letterman trying to make him laugh.
Right.
And one was a guy holding up a fish with a blow dryer on it. And then they'd show Don King just laughing. And then another one was a guy holding up a picture going, Ruth Buzzy. And all of a sudden, Don King would just bust out laughing, which I always thought was funny.
And for those people who don't remember Ruth Buzzy, of my generation, she was Screech's mom on Saved by the Bell.
Oh, that's right.
Who loved Elvis.
Oh, who doesn't?
Oh.
I love Elvis.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good songs, Heartbreak Hotel.
This is like a musical episode.
It really is.
Well, yeah, it's your birthday. Today's your birthday.
I don't know what that lyric was, but thank you, Quincy. Thank you.
That was Quincy doing the Beatles, right? That was the Beatles, right?
That's right. Well, you deserve.
Thank you, Quincy. I'm very. My ears are in joy mode right now, hearing that wonderful rendition.
Wait till he sees all the girls we're going to have coming in here later.
Oh, look at this. Look at the sparks coming off Quincy's hands.
I had him handpick them out. Not you.
He did? He picked them
Yeah.
out? I'm leaving.
There are some very broken hearts.
Yeah, whether the Rosati sisters coming in?
One of them had hose clamps on her wrist. Yeah, definitely.
Well, so does he. What do you have on your wrist today? Do you have your hose clamps or whatever you use?
Now, for now, I'm trying some of this. A regular one, but with electrical tape.
Oh,
Very nice.
All right, at least there's electrical tape. What do you usually put on your wrist for the people out there listening?
Well, at the time.
Perfume, like a girl.
Well, yeah, at the time, it was a hose clamp.
It was a hose clamp.
But
A
tonight it's-
radiator hose clamp.
Because I'm a constant right-hander, so something.
Oh, really? You're not ambidextrous?
No, it's like.
Or Ambi Davis?
No. There's only one MB Davis.
Really? Oh, well, of course there is. She's not on the list of women that are coming down later, is she?
I don't know.
You know, I like women dressed in like maid's outfit, but not Ann B. Davis.
A couple of them had those shoes.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that he picked out. Yeah,
Wasn't Cousin Emma? Was it from?
very smart shoes. One was a Nell Carter stunt woman.
Really?
Yeah, give me a break. I mean,
Give me a break, indeed. I feel like the fish getting sucked up by the vacuum.
I'm getting reports on my Ring doorbell notification here. Just came up.
Yes.
People in the area have experienced a tremor in the last 10 minutes.
Really?
A bit of an earthquake. I did not feel it.
Well, Quincy did have a lot of beef-flavored rice, so that could have been it.
That might have been it, huh?
Well, it is my birthday, so maybe we're having just a giant, everybody's just celebrating.
Earth's moving.
The earth is moving.
Wouldn't that be epic, though, if we had like a really decent earthquake right in the middle? Would you still record, or what would you
I would keep going.
Yeah.
Under my feet.
The last time we had a real substantial earthquake here was probably like 17, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
I was down here at Restani Productions.
Okay.
And I felt the room shake, but I thought it was an 18-wheeler going past, because we do have them going by like 100 miles an hour in front of the building. Thought nothing of it. Opened the door, looked down, nothing.
Yeah.
Went back to do my thing. My phone started ringing. It was Cousin Leo.
Yeah.
Did you feel it? I was like, feel what?
I remember that,
He
too.
goes, it's an earthquake. We had an earthquake.
It was in the evening, wasn't it?
It was in the evening,
Yeah.
and it was the epicenter was somewhere in, I think, either northern Maine or Montreal.
Wow.
And we
Yeah.
felt it down here. So that's the first time, sorry, it's going to be the second time I felt an earthquake in my life. The first time was in the early to mid 80s.
Okay.
And I was watching The Movie Loft,
Oh, wow.
Dana Hersey.
Yep.
And I think Channel 38 or was it Channel 27 went off the air to become Preview. Remember that was like it was like HBO, but like for like rabbit ears.
Yep.
And they had the Friday the 13th movies on there and whatnot.
course they did.
And I was watching them scrambled and whatnot. I remember sitting in my kitchen like it was yesterday. We had a color TV in the kitchen. It was like a 13-incher. And I had the chair backwards and I was leaning on the chair. And it was like a Monday or Tuesday night. I'm watching this on Preview because I wanted to see Friday the 13th, all distorted and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, we had a dog at the time. And the bowl, it was like Jurassic Park. Remember when the footprint
Yep.
and the cup thing? I looked down in the bowl and it was doing that.
Wow.
And I was like, "What the hell was that?" And then on the news that night, breaking news, there was a major earthquake in southern Maine or whatever it was, and we felt it here.
Now, did the dog act different at all?
Not at all.
See, that's funny because animals usually.
I think it was
really
asleep,
into-
actually.
It might have been because I know there was one that I remember. I can't remember what time of day it was. Must have been either the wee hours or whatever. But I remember, your bureau drawers and the old bureau drawers, they have these metal.
Yes.
Like you pull it out and those
Yeah,
like sort of
100%.
hang.
Yes,
Well, they were pinging off the metal.
they were clanking.
And I was like, what the hell is that noise? And I looked over and they were just hitting the. I was like, that's weird. Why would they be doing that?
Ghosts.
And I remember going into the kitchen and my bird, I always had birds.
What was
growing
your
up.
bird's name?
Trixie.
Trixie.
After Ed Norton's wife on the honeymoon.
Just gonna say that.
Yeah, it was Trixie. And Trixie now, because Trixie did a lot of tricks too, she's up in the top of her cage clinging on for dear life above the little swing.
Wow.
Really?
So then I knew that it was an earthquake because, again, animals.
For the record, my dog was named Jody, named after Jody from Family Affair. I did not name the dog.
Great show.
I even told
Uncle Bill.
Johnny Whitaker
Uncle
that.
Bill.
You did?
Yeah, last year when Jeff and I met him with Sid.
Did he go, oh, yeah? Is that what you did?
No, he left. He got a kick out of it. He goes, my first dog was a corgi. And he goes, what was the name? I go, yeah, they named it Jody. My cousin's name, they go, after me. I go, I guess so. I don't know. It was Jody Sweeten from Full House.
Jody, God. Boy, I tell you, Buffy she had her rough.
Yeah, she died young.
Well, you know what they did to that poor girl?
No, I don't.
As she grew older on the show, they still wrote her character.
As a 6-year-old?
Yeah, with the short little dresses and
the
carrying
pigtails.
and carrying the doll. And she was like, why can't I,
Mrs. Beasley?
Yeah. She's like, I want to grow up like Jody, because Jody was becoming like a preteen or whatever.
And then he hung around with Sigmund.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like that helped him.
Right.
And she never really did anything.
Is that why she
after
offed
that.
herself?
Probably, yeah. And the girl who played, what was the older sister name?
Sissy.
Sissy, yeah. Said it was just tragic.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't she become a hooker? No, I'm not the girl. I'm talking about Sissy.
No, Sissy?
Yeah.
No. She lived a pretty straight life.
Who am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Well, I'll have to look into it. No, maybe I think it was someone from.
Let's go Google.
What was the one? What was the one with Fred McMurray there?
My Three Sons?
No.
Boy,
Whatever.
we are fucking
Fred
old.
McMurray is my three sons.
Okay, well, I knew you would know that. Oh,
We're the two old men.
well, Well, whatever. So one of those shows, one of the girls became a hooker.
Really?
I don't know if it was Sissy, but or
I don't think it was Sissy.
or some other show.
Yeah.
Someone out there screaming right now, it's this show, it's this show.
Was it the Flying Nun? She was a hooah.
Oh my God. I found a picture of her. Someone posted of Sally Field.
She was a smoke show.
I'm like,
Cute as a dog.
if I was born 10 years earlier,
Yeah.
she would have been my Leah Thompson.
I'll tell you, when I remember her in Hooper
Oh
that
yeah.
time, I mean, I was like, she was the real deal.
She was the real deal.
Cute, very cute.
We
Frog.
met her. We met Frog. She
Yeah.
was actually very nice.
I bet she was. I think her and Reynolds should have cooked up. It would have been better for him. He'd probably still be
He
around.
did. He did bang
But
her.
like for like,
oh, like legit?
yeah, like there've been a couple.
What did he see in Dinah Shore?
You know, the hot ones with the hot ones. She was a very
What?
warm woman.
You just answered. What the hell does Burt Reynolds sing and neither sure? Come on now.
She's swigging that like it's scotch, for Christ's sakes. Imagine if he
Christ's
wasn't.
sake, what the hell did Burt Reynolds sing and neither sure?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Well, she seemed like a very genuinely nice woman.
I guess
You know,
that was a birthday sneeze, ladies and gentlemen.
she probably paraded around in her cotton panties, like gave him a little show.
Maybe she gave Bert all the food that those guest chefs made on the program.
Oh yeah. And Andy Kaufman.
And Andy Kaufman, before that, are you okay over there, Quincy?
Oh yeah.
He's fine.
All right.
Tony Clifton cracked an egg on her head.
I do remember that. And that was actually Tony Clifton, played by Andy
Yeah,
Kaufman.
that was the real deal right there.
Unbelievable.
No Zmuda-isms.
No, Zuga. Wasn't that what they called? Zuga. Remember we talked about it on a couple episodes? Was it gravy or sauce?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
And I said my cousins called it Zuga.
Yeah, Zuga. That's right. Italians.
Maybe that's where they got the name from.
Probably.
So do we have a final birthday gift?
Oh, are we getting close to the end? Because
We're-
this is the cherry on the sundae.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
All right.
All right, this is big right here.
We're still good. We're not going to wrap the program up, but I'm just saying.
But it's time. I think I've led you along long enough.
I'm just staring at this beautiful painting here. It's wonderful.
This is going to be right up there, though, all right?
Really.
So I got to... Now, I'm going to...
Is this another member of the Razadine family?
No, this is
All right.
this is big.
This is big.
This is
This is the big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
This is well. I'm just going to let this speak for itself.
All right.
Okay?
All
Let me
right.
make
So,
sure-
Quincy, don't cough. I mean, you know what? I'm going to bring you a microphone.
Yeah, try not to, because this is a special one.
All right.
I'm going to actually move my mic a little further, so if you hear a little bit of noise,
A little bit of noise.
I want to make sure I do this right. All right, so you got to listen close now.
All right. Don't cough, Quincy. Don't ruin the birthday surprise.
Hello, hi. This is a Cameo video. This is Eddie Deason. This is a special Cameo video. It is a happy birthday video to a wonderful guy named TC Restani. TC, you're a great guy, and I want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. This is a Cameo video from Ricky Bittman and Quincy Briscoe. Now, TC Restani, please excuse me, TC Restani, in case you don't know, is the host of After Hours with TC Restani show and podcast. And I love this podcast and show very much. It's very entertaining. It's one of the best podcasts going, and I really enjoy it. So I want to say to TC, keep up the great work. TC, have a great birthday. I hope all your birthday wishes come true. I hope all your dreams come true for your birthday, and I hope you get a lot of great presents. And I send you all my love on your birthday. Please have a great one. All right, this is Eddie Deason saying happy birthday to TC Restani. TC, take care. And Ricky Bittman and Quincy Briscoe send their love. And Ricky and Quincy, thank you for ordering this Cameo video. This is Eddie Deason saying goodbye. And TC, I know you rub elbows with lots of stars, but I'm very flattered that I'm one of your favorites. So thank you so much. Okay, take care, TC. Happy birthday. Bye.
You're talking about unbelievable.
What do you think of that?
That right there.
Yeah.
Eddie Deason.
Eddie Deason.
Eddie Deason. Oh, I rubbed shoulders and elbows with him.
Yeah.
About 6 months ago.
Yep, and I think he did a great job.
And he did. You know what? Now I can't wait for him to come up here. We'll take him to the Kowloon.
I'm telling you, we're going to get him up here. We're going to take him out to the Kowloon.
And you know what my favorite Eddie Deason movie is?
Oh, God, you've told me and I forget.
War Games.
War Games, that's right. Yeah.
You know, what are you talking about? Back doors? Back doors? What, you got a girl standing over there talking about back doors?
And mine is I Want to Hold Your Hand. So
Directed by Robert Zemeckis.
That's
which
right.
all goes
I
back
can't get in this elevator. It's not lined up properly.
Now that was awesome.
And I'm going to send you the video. You can do what
we'll
you
post
want
it.
with it.
We'll put it up on the screen during the
It's
thing.
yours. He did a great job. And it's funny. I had to express this because I wanted to make sure I got it for tonight.
Well, there you go.
So,
that was
and
fantastic.
that's my birthday present.
That big shake in my hand. Thank you so much.
I make this day special. You know, like I said, you make my life special.
The only cameo I ever got from somebody was my nephew's birthday. And it was Ricky Berwick.
Oh, that's right. You were talking to Doug about that the other night. But that's pretty cool, though. We got Eddie Deason.
Eddie Deason, who next time we see him, because we know we'll see him at a Comic-Con.
And you know what? Doug was kind of hinting at this. I'm kind of working this to see maybe if we can do a call-in with him.
With Eddie?
Yeah, where he could call in to us and talk to us on the air.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we don't have to go through his whole history and all that. We'll just talk about...
just shoot the shit.
Yeah, just shoot the breeze. Tell him to talk about Kowloon and Chinese food. I mean, he's interested in a lot of things.
I follow him on Facebook, as you do. He had some delayed birthday gift. They took him to some restaurant.
Yeah, he loves going out to eat. That's
and he
one
was,
of his favorite
he was out
things to
eating
do.
some gimmick.
Yeah, he loves it. So.
Wow, well, that who can say that they have Eddie Deason giving them a birthday wish?
So you got a painting, you got a birthday song from Rostani, and you got a birthday greeting from
And
Eddie Deason.
he messed up my last name. He's not the first celebrity to do that. You know who the first one who did that was? China.
Well, I guess
She called me TC Pastrami.
Pastrami. Well, it's funny. I actually put, when I did this, Resstalhnee. So he was, I did phonetically, because he probably would have said Restani or something like that, and I was upset about that. I said, I'm going to put it phonetically. And he did better than I thought he would.
You know, that's what they do on game shows.
They have to. I mean, really,
they
when you
have
think
to, like,
about
you know,
it,
someone's
nowadays,
name is like, you know, whatever. They spell it the weird way, so it looks like it's being pronounced.
You
that
have
way.
to. And, you know, the funny thing is, one thing I learned about being in business is I'm not shy about saying to people, how do you pronounce your name? Because a lot of times people will guess. And I remember I did this to one woman. I can't remember the name she had, but I said, I'm sorry, how do you pronounce your name? She goes, I really appreciate you asking. So people, there's a lesson for you. If you ever run into that situation, it's okay to say to someone, how do you pronounce your name? It's not
This brings me back to a Jimmy Snuka story.
Oh, God. Snuka?
When he was at an autograph signing and someone came up and he goes, what's your name? He goes, Ted. How do you spell it? It's a good thing to come up and say Jimmy.
Yeah. IT.
So there you go. Wow, that's fantastic. Eddie, you're a huge fan of his.
I really am.
Have you ever met him?
I have not.
Oh, well,
No.
see, if you came to Chilla last time, you would have.
I did interact with him at Christmas time. He was taking. He said, if you want to send me a Christmas card, he gave his address.
Wow. Where does he live?
Down in South Carolina way, right around there. He left Hollywood, and he lives with. I don't know what his living arrangements are, but I'm almost thinking he kind of recorded that early in the morning because it sounded like he was trying to be a little bit quiet. But he's just very personable, and I sent him a Christmas card, and it was kind of a fan letter. I really hammed it up. And he replied to it and everything. He said, "Do you ever read the reply?" Well, I'll do that another time. But he was very moved by the fan letter I sent him.
Okay, well, he's of the celebrities that I have met.
Yeah.
He is definitely in the top 10 of the friendliest celebrities ever.
Really loves people.
Ever. No, it shows. When we saw him at these shows,
he's very genuine.
He doesn't just talk to someone for 2 seconds. He talks to them for minutes and long, sometimes even longer. This is great, guys. Did you like my 8x10s here? These are fantastic.
He really gets joy out of life, and I love to see people.
And he's been around forever.
He has. And you know what the funny thing is? Somebody he was on Facebook recently. Somebody showed him his picture to Mel Brooks. And Mel Brooks said, I know that Jew. I love that Jew. And he said, I almost put him in my movie, The History of the World.
Should have.
He should have. He really should have, because he would have been great in a Mel Brooks movie.
I think Eddie Deason deserves all the credit.
He does.
Everything that guy does is funny.
And he was in one of the most iconic movies of the last couple of decades, Polar Express. He played
directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Robert Zemeckis, yeah. So Zemeckis knew a good thing. He used Eddie Deason, and he used him well.
Because Grease is the word.
It really is. He was Eugene.
And
he signed an autograph to my nephew and his now bride, and they're going to hang it in their bathroom.
I remember getting those. And he ran out of room on the picture, and he kind of like...
It's sort of like written down the side.
It was like on the side.
But you know what? That's what makes it special. And you know what I'll do? I'll send this copy to him of this show, and I'll timestamp it where he can listen to, and maybe it'll be the precursor of getting him on.
Hopefully, listen, Ricky, if you're out there, I'm not Ricky, you're Ricky, Eddie, if you're coming here, Ricky really wants to take you to the Kowloon.
The world famous Kowloon restaurant. If you're ever doing a con up here in the New England area, we'll make it happen. You can bring your buddy Steve along. I know you guys are pretty much inseparable, and we'll all go up to the Kowloon.
And the Kowloon was a Jeopardy question.
That's right. You were telling me that recently.
Many years ago.
Yeah. That's amazing. But really, and TC will even bite the bullet and go to the Kowloon instead of Peter Wu's for one night.
One night. Yeah. If Eddie's coming up here, we're going to go up and see.
You got to admit it.
We're going to see Andy Wong.
If we can take the Iron Sheik up to the Kowloon. We can take Eddie.
Well,
Eddie
don't forget,
Deason.
they like celebrities up there. If he walks
They
in,
love celebrities at the
could be on
Kowloon.
the arm, you know.
That's right. Yep. Tab's been picked up by Mr. Wong.
There we go. And
know what?
they're closing up shop soon. They don't
No,
care.
they're not closing
They-
soon.
They need another 8x10 of celebrities on the wall.
I'm going to tell you right now, every time I go there, the place is absolutely packed. So
I love the place. The atmosphere up there.
it is. It's an experience to go
It
to
is,
the
but
Kowloon.
you know, the reason I not dislike it, but it takes forever to get in because the place is always packed.
It is. But, you know, if Eddie come up here, we'll go early in the evening. We'll get there before the crowds.
we'll get him there.
Yeah. And we'll get the nice big round table so we can
Maybe
really,
he can do an autograph signing there.
Yeah,
Who
he
knows?
would. You know, he would. He would. You know, when they're not selling Girl Scout cookies in the lobby.
Speaking of that, we had the Girl Scout cookies here last week.
Oh,
with
that's
CJ.
right. That's right. CJ's Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, one of the boxes is gone. There's still 2 remaining.
All right. What did Tosh picked up some the other day with those? They used to call them Samoas. Now they call them something else. The caramel with the thing and the whoop-de-doo and the.
Okay.
And she picked up some Thin Mints too for me.
Thin mints.
Yeah, which I actually like.
I don't like mint as a dessert.
And you know, I don't either. But I found myself as I get older, I'm starting to enjoy mint. I even had a junior mint recently. I was like, these are really good.
Okay, for like a breath thing, you know, when you have bad breath and whatnot, I don't
I'm-
mind the mint, but I'm not going to sit there and go, you know, I really would like to have like mint ice cream right now.
Yeah, you know, it's
It's
funny.
like toothpaste.
One time I was eating at a restaurant. What the hell was it? It was a high-end restaurant down in Florida. My buddy Steve, he told the waiter that it was my birthday, and it wasn't. And when it's your birthday at this restaurant, Prime is the name, Seafood Prime, Prime Seafood or something. Before they opened the one here, there was one down there.
Okay.
They bring out baked Alaska. And unfortunately, the ice cream in the middle was peppermint ice cream. And I had to force it down because I didn't. But you know what? After a few bites, I was like, it's not that bad.
You ever going to Hooters for your birthday?
I've only been into Hooters once.
Okay.
I was very disappointed in the wings. But how were the girls?
They were lovely.
Ba-da-bum.
Well, not going to talk about the one where we're around here because it was like Revere moved in there.
What is wrong with the one around here? Nobody seems to like that.
I don't. It was okay, but it was just imagine a million Fran Dreschers running around.
Ooh, nothing wrong with
Not
that.
as the nanny though.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right, you know, like bad cosplay. Fran Dreschers.
The only person I know that really liked that Hooters was, how you doing? He really like.
You know, the shrimp there is pretty good, and you know, all these girls used to work at that place that I used to work at.
I bet they did. I bet
You
they
know, that they should call the place Droopers, not Hooters.
did. You know, when does it he call in someday?
I don't know. We'll get Quest on the program.
I'd love to. I miss Quest.
He's 3,000 miles that way. You know, he's
Yeah.
right near the Bohemian Grove.
What's that?
You don't know what the-
wait a minute. This has got to be Back to the Future. Right?
No, it's not.
It's not?
The Bohemian Grove is a club that's been in the northern part of California, hidden in the woods, where all the global elite meet there for 2 weeks in July, and they have the thing called the cremation of care.
Really?
And what it is take a child in effigy and burn it. It's like this demonic demon thing.
All right.
Where all these people come out dressed like druids, like the
No.
Undertaker.
We got to pull the plug on this. I don't
And
like it.
that is Bohemian Grove. Alex Jones snuck in there in 2000,
Instead of crying,
and he recorded the thing on a lipstick camera and blew the place wide open.
we got to shut that down. Is it still happening?
Oh, it's been going on since like the 1800s. This isn't anything new. The Bohemian Grove has been going on. They worship this giant owl named Moloch. This is all true.
People have too much time on their hands.
Go on YouTube and type in Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove.
Am I going to see like in the background like a top hat and some guy going like this?
No, you won't be seeing anybody doing like that. No. Well, if it was now, you might have. I even asked him. I go, what? I go, Quest, why don't you get a job there? Because
They would love him.
when there's no like cremation of care going on. It's like a regular thing, but it's the Bohemian Grove.
Wow. Well, if anyone could pull that off, it's Quest.
I can sneak into places in Malden. No one's there. I'm going to sneak into the Grove.
He had a talent, I will say that. Boy, it's been forever since I saw him.
I have not. Well, the last time I saw him was when I was in California, and that would have been December of 2019.
Now, after you, did you ever run into Rob Tuttle?
I have not run into Rob. No.
No, geez,
Nope.
I felt bad when Quest went west.
He's been gone now 10 years out there.
Oof,
He moved in 2015.
Jesus, his kids must be
They're like-
teenagers.
I think they're one of them maybe graduating high school, maybe.
Wow.
But yeah, he's been out there for 10 years.
Jeez. I remember the first time I ran into him was on the street, and I used to watch After Hours.
Right.
Before I came back to it, I would watch After Hours. Then after Hours was on,
Right.
his show would come on.
Right.
What the hell was it called?
Wrestling Center.
Yeah, Wrestling Center. And I remember seeing him on the street, and I went up to Rob Tuttle, and I said, is that the guy from Wrestling Center? And he tapped Quest on the shoulder, and he goes, you've been recognized. And he turned
Did he
around.
have the hat on?
No, he was just being regular. But I said, that's him. And I never saw him without the sunglasses or anything. But I said, that's got to be him. And then we talked for a little bit.
How you doing? Yeah.
I was
you
very
know.
starstruck when I met him for the first time. But he was very...
Wow, you must have really been...
listen, you know me, man. I enjoy
maybe
this
for your
stuff.
birthday, I'll get a cameo from Quest.
I would love it for my 60th.
Yeah. I've known you for your whole life and whatnot.
Now listen,
I got those new videos in, you know.
No, you can keep those. I don't like pudding. This was in no means an effort to get a reciprocation. I mean, this was my genuine.
We know how to reciprocate down
but
here.
I know, but this was a genuine. I get enough bonus, okay? And this is my way of giving back to the show, okay? And the pleasure I get from
and it's
doing
content because we can put it up there.
That's right.
I love it. That is fantastic.
And I'll send you this video. Unless you have to plug my phone into your board. Either way, we'll get it.
Well, it's a video, right?
It's a video that I can forward.
Right, you would have to. I think you can download the file and then email it. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what I had to do for my nephew when he got Ricky Berwick.
All right, but before we wrap it up, I'll send them. Make sure
Wow,
it's good quality.
You're gonna re-wrap up the gift.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Speaking of that, Quincy, wrap up the show.
All right.
My birthday episode.
I like how he looked at his watch. That's pretty cute.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed this very awesome episode of us, the birthday episode of
Thank
our
you.
guest here. Thank you for watching. Please join us again soon, and please drive home carefully. And remember, we never close.
Feliz cumpleaños. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.